Alright, let's try this again. I don't know what happened earlier. I got a little technical difficulties. Alright, cool. There you go.
Hey,
I brought it back. I'm, man, too much commotion going on. I,
boy, back in the house.
there's hella commotion going on. But
Construction going on out there?
yeah, I don't know what's going on. All the damn everybody be outside. I know we would be promoting. Be busy. I know it's a busy weekend for you.
Yeah, yes, definitely.
Really an eventful weekend for myself.
Hold on. Welcome to Tribe Talk TV.
That's Tribe Talk TV. We in the building. Today we are talking about godly men and godly women.
Episode 5. Let's get it.
So, thing is, I be hearing a lot of, I'm on demon time and I'm on, you know what I'm talking about? I know you be hearing that. I know you be hearing that. Say, I'm on.
Let's let them roll in. Let's let them roll in real quick. Let's let them roll. I don't want to start right off the rip. Let's let them roll in.
Nah.
Yeah, you about to kill it already. You about to go crazy.
I mean, well, because this is really for as far as on the YouTube part, I feel like we didn't really promote it like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Our viewers, I'm pretty sure, like, they have a set schedule. Like, all right, they're gonna be live at this time, so I'm pretty sure they, out and about doing their thing, doing their thizzle. You feel me? So, I ain't mad at it. But we can still continue. You know what I'm saying? If we want to put this out there, or we can.
Yeah, you're right. Now that you mentioned that, it is for the YouTube.
Right. I ain't doing like, yeah, you.
It's for you.
You feel me? I'm not, but I figure because a lot of people, probably at work and everything, coming home from work, kids, all of these different things. So we didn't promote it. I didn't get the chance to promote it the way I wanted to. Unfortunately, I had a rough week.
Yeah.
So I wasn't as active as normal, but godly men and godly women. So I hear a lot of times, people say I'm on demon time, and I feel like everybody really knows what's going on out here. I don't think it's like a secret anymore, as far as like, the Illuminati or the devil and all this other stuff. People are being woken to what's really going on, and I feel like he's making sure everybody is on point too for what's about to go. So we need that. We need more godly men and more godly women. Now, what do I mean by godly men and godly women? What I mean is by people that are associating themselves with God, as far as learning His ways. As far as reading His Word.
Yeah.
These are the attributes of being godly. Because they come from. Now I know y'all probably out here like, oh well, I don't even believe in God or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what your belief is, your faith, or anything like that. But I will tell you that there is a God and there is a devil. So you need to know which side you want. Now, ultimately, if you're not on God's side, you're automatically on the devil. That's just how. I don't know.
There's only one way. It's only one ticket to heaven.
It doesn't go.
A lot of tickets to hell.
You know what I mean? It doesn't. So we need more of us to be, studying the Word of God, praying more often. Not necessarily saying going to church. I'm not saying that because, I feel like God and the spiritual universe and religion are two different things. That's just my own opinion. Now, if you do find a good church, that's great. If you find that one that's not like practicing religion, and y'all know it feel kind of culty It feels like, you know, I shouldn't be here, or like the pastor is doing some next level shit in his fucking office or some shit. You know, you don't want to go to that. You don't want to go to yourself. But if
Not
you,
not not to talk about like the Catholic Church, but giving your confessions and everything,
you,
and next thing you know, he over here touching the boys
you
because
feel
you don't confess. I done did this,
it's
and now God wants to wipe away your sins. Come with me to the office. You
like,
know,
that's not it, bro. That's not it.
no, that's not it.
A lot of people don't go to church because they see it in the movies or actually experience it in real life, you know, and they're like, why would I go to church, or why would I even try to get down with God or learn about what God is about when his people are doing this next level of shit? But you got to understand, the devil can be in the church too,
Yeah,
you know. I don't want y'all to think like, oh, you go to church, you're skeptical of not seeing some demonic activities in there. You definitely will.
sure.
um I've seen it. I've definitely seen I was at a live exorcism one time, and it was right in the church. It was it wasn't like it was in a bedroom or like what you see on TV or whatever, what you see in movies. It wasn't like that. It was right there in the pew, and it's crazy. She was sitting right next to me. I was like, nigga, what the why
Well, me, God,
is this demon sitting next to me? What the hell did I do? But you know, it's in the church too. You know, it's really there, and you know, we have to talk about it. I know there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they're serving God, they're living faithfully every day, they're just praying, and they, you know, want the world to change and everything. But you know, being a godly man, it starts with self, within oneself.
yeah,
So you have, you know, you can't sit there and be like, oh, I'm gonna be Superman and just save the world. No, no. The way you change the world is by changing yourself. You know, and how do you act like a godly man? How do I be? What would you say, Jermaine? How would you, you know, describe a godly man?
um, well, I'll say this is more than just the commandments, following the commandment. It's the fruits. How they say it's like do things in moderation, stuff like that. Moderation is a big thing with people. I feel like gluttony and everything.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a big thing because people like to over exceed the limits of what they do.
Yeah.
People like to overly. I'll keep it simple. People like to overly eat, and then you see it. You're not fit all the way. You're not even fit. You're not healthy all the way. People like to overly smoke, overly drink. Overly anything, bro. Overly watch games. Again, they into watching what the movies is talking about. What it just tone it all down. Keep your gates, your eyes, your ears. Keep those guarded. You know
Yeah.
that's mainly a good part of
Yeah. Being godly.
being
Oh
godly.
yeah.
Guard your gates.
Because you know we was born, you know, you know, the Bible said we was born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So it's like, how can I strip myself of what I'm actually in? You know what I mean? That's where, you know, you got born again at. So most people be like, oh well, how can I get born again? That don't make no sense. Like, I'm gonna pop out my mother's vagina again? No, silly. You gotta get reborn spiritually. You know, throughout life, you're gonna have metamorphosis. You're gonna have changes in your life, and you know, one of the changes I would say is, you know, connecting with the source, which is God. You know,
Yeah.
honestly, to be honest, that's the main thing. You know, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Like, you wanna like really get on top of you and God's relationship, because living a godless life, you wondering if, you know, if you're having struggles. I'm not saying, you know, you're struggling or whatever like that, but if you're going through a lot of, you know, dark clouds, you got a lot of dark clouds over your head. It's probably because you don't got God in your life.
All
You
right.
know, and that's how I feel about it. I feel like being a godly man is, you know, allowing God to lead you and your family. You know what I'm saying? That you don't, you know, you always have God in everything that you're doing. You feel me? When you wake up in the morning, you know, you get your breakfast ready, get the kids ready for school and everything. But y'all pray over y'all food. You see what I'm saying? You pray over your, like, God, thank you for the food. You know, thank you for the finances. Thank you for you thanking Him for just getting out. You know, waking up. Thank you for waking me up today. I'm alive. I can breathe. I can see. You know, those are like, you know, small steps. I'm not telling anybody to be a pastor or start a church, but like, you know, you definitely want to keep God in your life. Definitely. You know, praying more often, talking to Him. It's a relationship. You know, you have a relationship with your woman, you have a relationship with your friends, you have a relationship with your bank. You feel me? If you have a relationship with all these things, you can't have a relationship with God. Why? Why is that? You know? Oh, because you don't hear Him often. You really don't. You don't see Him. You know, and all.
They just don't believe Him. They don't believe. They, like I said, they don't see Him.
Right.
They don't believe Him.
Right.
You know, but you know, you believe in the bank, like I said, but you don't get to see the person who owns the bank.
Nah, bro.
You know, people believe in Hennessy, but they ain't never seen the guy who made Hennessy drink Hennessy.
Right.
Look it up.
But
you might got the cup next to him, but he ain't drinking it.
you know what's funny? You can really see God's signature everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
Like, it is no way, because if man could still, you know, create certain things, then we would still be doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's clear sign that something greater than us created this world. You know what I'm saying?
You know, funny. As I'm looking, because I had to type it in because I'm trying to remember. It's not the fruits of the Bible, like the gluttony and all that moderation. What is that called?
Oh, the fruits of the spirit.
Fruits of the spirit. Yeah, fruits of the spirit. Okay,
Yeah.
but I don't think that's in there though. When I mean like fruits of the spirit, I think I'm talking about something else.
It sounds like you're talking about the 7 deadly sins.
The 7 deadly sins, probably. Yeah, that's probably what I'm talking about.
When you said gluttony,
Yeah.
greed, yeah, it's 7 of them that you really want to. I mean, you clearly see that it's in your life. Like, it's really in your about every day. Every day is just in your life. You know what I mean? Like, you just like, you have a lustful moment, you have an angry moment, these different things, and you don't even know it. That's the funny part about the whole thing. You don't even know half of the stuff was going on in your life, and you thinking you just walking through life like, man, I just got bad luck. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why all this stuff is attacking. All these attacks is coming to you because of who you are. Who you are.
In faith.
Yeah. And you're not prayed up. You gotta stay prayed up out here, man. You gotta be praying every day, thanking God. You know, yo, God, cover me. Send down the angels to protect me when I'm driving on my way to work, when I'm coming on my way home, when I go work out, when I go shopping, when I go traveling.
Yeah.
You gotta be prayed up. Cause I do it. You remember that our parents used to pray for us every time we stepped out. Yo, we hanging out tonight.
Pray.
Right.
I remember your mom used to pray for us every time we did anything. Before we link up, right before we leave the house, your mom made sure she prayed.
Immediately.
I promise you. My mom used to put the oil on our head. Oh Lord, man.
On that dome, like, nah, y'all not walking out without hell. And
without God's protection.
And I'm thankful for it, because
definitely
I need that. I miss that. You know what I'm saying? I miss being not saying that I don't have, you know, my relationship with God, but I feel like my relationship could be better.
Yes.
You know? Like, I tune into what God got going on. You know, everybody wants God to tune into what they got going on. Nobody wants to tune into what did you ask God what He's doing today? You all up in my plans, what I want, God. I want money, God. I want to live my best life. What about what's God doing?
My girl, she always says that stuff. You know, we always make plans and God laughs at them.
Oh yeah, because it's not that God doesn't want you to experience life at the fullest and what it's for, but at the same time, if God has a purpose for you, I'm letting you know right now, It goes into what he's planning, you're not going to be able. It's really not a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's really not. You don't want it to be it's called a permissive will. That's what it's called.
Okay.
You can basically, it's like, this is what God has for you, and if you say no, it's called the permissive will. So now you're going to get the second best, basically. So it's like, okay, I have this for you, and this is the best thing I have for you ever. And then if you like, nah, I don't even want that. I don't know why you wouldn't want it, but some people still don't want it. So they like, nah, I'm good. I don't want that. All right, well, now you're going to go to your permissive will, and hey, if you like that, if you like it, then it is what it is, you know?
That's like God's pointing you to get a certain car, and then you're like, nah, I want this car, and you get that car and crash it.
Right.
You wasn't supposed to have that car.
You know?
I told you to get that car. I let you rock with that one for a minute, but that's not the one I wanted you in. You know, I knew you were going to show off with, or I knew you was going to do reckless things, or I just knew it.
Right. And that's what people got to understand, that he's really doing what he's doing to protect you. He's protecting, you know. So you might think like, oh, I know what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. But like you just said, you got that car, you could crash that car. You know what I'm saying? But this particular was never, and it all lines up. Trust me, God ain't gonna steer you the wrong way. He's not.
You know, as I'm looking at the fruits of the spirit, like you see, there be you go to like, all right, let me say it like this. First off, people get them tattooed on them a lot. You know that? Like I'm looking at love, joy, peace.
Yeah.
You know, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, forbearance, and everything. Well, I don't even see no one put forbearance on them, but you know, but you know, love, joy, peace, faithfulness. You know, I see those a lot as tattoos, and a lot of women be tatting them on them too. But
I see a lot of people that be like, I don't know, it could be 50-50. I'm sorry, continue.
But yeah, in that way, I think I think that when people do like that, it's probably how I'm seeing it. It's probably just a reminder of staying close to God. So
Right.
they're going through so much stuff. They, you know, I need some joy in my life. So they tattoo it on them, and it just brings them closer to the idea.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that's what it does, because that's how I would see it.
Should be like that.
But yeah, it's you know, people have it on their banners when you come in the house. You know, certain things.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a reminder every day to live within the fruits. You know, edify the spirit within joy, love people, love thy neighbor. You know, honor thy mother and thy father, so your days could be long. You know, so stuff like that. You know,
that's what it's for. You know, the word is for. It's like, you know how we know the newest songs, or we know whatever we study, like you study medical, you study law, you know the ins and out of it, right? So if you really know the ins and out of God and how to get closer to him, you got to study this stuff, man. You're not just going to know it. You know, sometimes I really be like, I wonder what Bible people are reading, because it's like, well, you read the Bible, but or you know certain words, you can't pick and choose out of the Bible what scripture works for you. This scripture don't work for me. You can't do that. That's not how it goes. You gotta study this. You gotta meditate daily. You gotta read the Bible so you can really know what's going on. Now, people would say, well, you know, that Bible was made 2,000 years ago, man. How is that going to help me today? I'll tell you right now, man. The Bible and God, he is the word. So if you know anything about, you know, the scriptures, it'll help you with everything in your life, literally everything,
especially financially.
Oh, you know what's crazy? That's the first thing he says. One of the first things he says in the Bible, in Genesis, after he created everything, he created the world, he created people, and everything. You know what's the next thing he said?
What?
Where the gold was at. That's like, yo, right after he created man, woman, the earth, everything looks all good. He said, yo, I'm letting you know where the gold is at right now. Okay? This is where you can find it at. All right, it's lit, bro. You can go pick up a right now.
Look it up. I gotta look it up.
It's in Genesis. He told people where to go to see the gold immediately. What's up? What's up? What's up? Immediately. And you know, people. I don't want people to sit here and think that God wants you broke. He don't want you. You think God? You think God wants you broke? Hell no, He doesn't. But He's not going to put you in a position to where you can't handle certain things either. He's not going to let you self-harm yourself either. So, you know, again, how can we be more godly men? You got to study that word. Study that word, pray up, and actually implement what you study. Like, if I'm learning patience, when I'm out and about and I'm stuck in traffic, I'm not going to stick up the middle finger to somebody because they moving too slow. Now it's time to employ patience.
Yes.
These are the certain things on how you can start moving and operating more God-like men. Because now instead of sticking up the middle finger to somebody, now you're gonna be like, you know what? God is teaching me patience right now. And guess what? That shit gonna bother. It's gonna bother you. You're gonna be in that car boiling up, like, move your ass out the way. I gotta get to where I'm going. That's how you're gonna be. But instead of getting in your flesh, now you get into your spirit, and your spirit tells you, you know what? I need to be patient here. I know there's a lot. Maybe God put the damn traffic up for a reason. You never know. You could have been driving to your death, and He stopped it. So, you know, it's just certain things that that you got to employ in your life, so that way you could be more godly. Now, what about godly women?
Godly woman. I mean, I feel like can't too much about can't talk too much about women. We the men, but off of what we see.
But we said we talk about godly men and women now.
Yeah, you're right. Off of what we see is it's just being misconstrued. Like you got the good women listening to someone with the plain simple, some of the hoes are saying. And it's just like, come on. You gotta be able to differentiate what's going on here. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like there's players and everything, pimps and players. There's not too many pimps out here. But you see a lot of hoes out here. You know? You see guys trying to impersonate and trying to be something that they not.
Yeah.
Same thing with women. It's the same thing. You know, it's on both sides. Right. But it has to become an understanding, like, you know, you gotta walk in the right faith, because first you're the one bearing the child.
Yeah.
So it's like you're bearing the child gonna look up to you, whether it's a boy or girl, they're gonna look up to you. Yeah, so whatever you emulating what you putting out there, you gotta be strong in your faith and strong in understanding. Or, you know, you gotta be the mother, like they call us Mother Earth. So it's like the Mother Earth is bearing all these plants, fruits. God created this earth, but they call it Mother Earth. So creating on everything's bearing fruit, bearing vegetation, and animals on it. So it's like, be that bearing person. Be the person who's gonna bear the knowledge to give on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
And but also at that same time, like, you gotta have the understanding of who you are first. That's what both sides. We have to. That's mainly the main talk, is understanding who you are and understanding the enemy, because the enemy is gonna attack you. What I always say is, like, right now is what I'm saying is the devil's driving a Bugatti full. Yo, he ain't playing, bro. He's in 10th gear, bro. Pedal to the metal, bro. He's in high alert right now. He's going. Like, he sees everything that's happening. He's going. He wants you.
All-time high. He is. But guess what? He already lost. So you can do rampage, do all of the extra shit as you want, but you already lost. And just to piggyback on what you were saying, as far as the woman is concerned, being a godly woman, y'all have to set that in stone for the child early. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you put in him, you going to church, or even if it's not like, you don't want, I know a lot of people don't like religion, and the religious stuff. I get it, but he has to. The child, boy or girl, has to have that word in it. You know, one of the words it says, "Lead up a child on the way it should go, and he will not depart from his path." So if you leading up a child in a godly manner, no matter what that child goes through in his life, he's always gonna have God, you know, in the back of it, in the front of his mind or the back of his mind. You feel me? So you need that as the mother. Like, yo, make sure y'all praying. Are you praying for them? And like you also said, Jermaine, be that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or not. Yeah, a lot of kids can get influenced out here in the world, but it really starts from the home. I'm not gonna cap. However you are, however you operate at your crib, that's how your kids is gonna operate. Now, believe it or not, that's a 50-50 thing. I get it. You can raise up a child the correct way, and then that he could still go out here and be fucking Chief Keef. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's possible. I'm not saying that that's not possible. You
Seen
gotta
it,
do
man.
you got to do your part as
Yeah.
the godly. You know, godly woman understands order. I feel like that. I feel like a godly woman understands the
Order. Yeah.
roles in the household. You know, because I see a lot of women out here and they like, oh, I don't gotta listen to you, da da da, or whatever, and going against, you know, their man or want to be the head. Hey, look, I hate to break it to you, but how God created it is him, man, woman, children. That's how it goes. Okay. So, and I feel like a lot of godly women understand this, you know, that they understand that, okay, I have to, which is in the Bible, it says submit. Now, a lot of people don't like that word submit. Like, what? I gotta be a slave to you? No. Not
Well,
what
it's hard. It's hard because nowadays, like, the father be missing out of the woman's life, or they've been mistreated by the woman, by the man, you know, by their father or by their uncles and everything. So it's like they have an authority issue when it comes to that. So
mm-hmm.
it's like they don't want to hear you. Like, you're not my daddy. Or it's like, you know, stuff like that.
Well,
Things like that should not come about if someone's trying to put you on and tell you. It's not like I'm telling you to jump off a bridge. I'm being like, hey, you should do this. You know, you're not my daddy. I ain't gotta listen to you. You should go
yeah.
get a job here. Yeah, you're not my daddy. Like, what?
I'm sorry. That is nah, but it's true. It's yeah, yo, you're 100% right. Because like I was saying, it starts from the home. Let's use, you know, we on godly women. So let's use the female for an example, right? She's coming up. For one, if the father ain't there, you already know what time it is. You know, she's not even gonna know what a man's supposed to be like. How a man, she's gonna learn it out there. And then once she learned it out there, she now has to pick on what she wanna be. You know what? It is what it is. So I'm just gonna be a hoe. I'm gonna just do whatever. Or she could pick the other side and say, you know what? Even though I didn't have a father in my life, I don't want to be like this, and I know that there's better. You know what I'm saying? So the female would really have to decide at that point. Now, let's say if she has her father in her life, then, you know, you just got to learn how to control your lust. Control your lust. It's okay. I understand. You're hormonal, very hormonal. You know, you're coming up in the world and you out here, you just want to, we get it. Okay. You're going to have to calm down, sweetheart.
Yeah,
No,
you know.
here looking mad good and shit and whatnot. You like, ooh, we understand. But you got to control that. We got to control it.
We
Trust
gotta
me.
cut it. Yep.
Definitely got to controle it. I came up in my life. I'm like, you know, bro. First of all, you know how we, you know how we was coming. You,
We're wild ones.
you
Ooh.
wild boys coming up. You feel me? So like, I definitely understand it. You know, it's not easy. I won't say and just make it seem like being a godly man or a godly woman is an easy task. It's definitely not. So I don't want you to sit there and, you know, oh, why? You make it seem like it's so simple. Trust me, I done been to hell and back, literally. It's not to scare you, but it is that, you know, God is preparing you for the next world. You know, the world that we're in now, the way it was supposed to go, y'all clearly see that it wasn't supposed to go this way. Something happened, right? Y'all clearly see. Y'all can turn who's right now and you be like, God, oh, how is there a God? Let me tell you something, all right? First of all, God is not the God of this world. He even says it in the Bible. The devil is the God of this world. So that's the reason why all of this bullshit is happening down here. Okay,
Yeah.
you keep thinking, oh well, why would God allow that? God didn't allow it. We did. We allowed it because He gave us dominion over the earth.
Sure. Yeah.
Have dominion over something, that means it's ours. We take possession. That's what that means. Unless I give it up. If I give it up, now it's no longer mine. That's the same thing what happened with the devil.
Yeah. Yeah.
He gave up the world to him, and that's the reason why the world is the way it is. Y'all can check that out.
Yep. Being
You
controlled by him.
will see. God Himself said that the devil is the God of this world. So when you're wondering why all this bullshit is taking place, how come it's like sex trafficking is happening? Oh, a billionaire stuck in the bottom of the ocean. All of this shit happening, right? You know why? Because at this point, God is saying, I have my people down here. I did what I had to do. You feel me? So now it's up to y'all how y'all want to live. I'm going to give it to you. You feel me? Either you come, you serve me. It says in the word, if Yah be Yah, serve Yah. If Bel be Bel, serve Bel. So now you make a decision every day. We get to make it. Once you wake up out of your bed, you get to make a decision. Who am I going to serve today?
Yeah.
Am I God today? Or am I going to serve the devil?
Yeah.
That's it. It's really that simple. You know what I'm saying? Now the warfare itself, which takes place in your mind, isn't that simple. No, but I feel like being around a lot of godly men or women, being around a lot of godly women, it makes things so much easier because now y'all can bounce off of each other experiences and iron sharpens iron. When I went to the men conference at Creflo Dollar, man, I learned some stuff, man. I was learning some stuff that I didn't even think of. I was like, oh wow, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you need to be around that. You got to be around, like, you know what they say, birds of a feather flock together.
Yeah.
If you're around godly people, things are going to be easier. You're going to be in a godly world, godly community. If you're around hoes and niggas that fucking punch bitches in the face, you're not going to get fed properly. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to make that transition. You know what I mean? If you transition, it's going to be very, very difficult for you because you'll be the only light in the room full of darkness.
And you're
And
gonna stand out.
oh yeah,
You're gonna stand out, and they're gonna try to pull you back into that darkness.
exactly. That's exactly what they do, and you can't allow it. You gotta. That's what I'm learning. I'll be 30 next month, and I'm learning like to dissociate myself with certain things in my life because it's like, why would I be a part of this or keep carrying this with me if it's not helping me? Why would I do that?
Yeah.
It's just weighing me down, just slowing me down. So I don't need that stuff, and God is clearly showing me that I don't need that. He doesn't want that for me. And the one thing I love about God, He's gonna let you keep repeating, going over and over until you get it.
Get it, yo. That's the crazy part. It's just like how you said. You wake up. You have that option of I'm gonna stop doing this,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna stop going to talk to that person.
Yeah.
Or you have that option,
Mm-hmm.
but most people choose the easy route because it's a gratification to them. It's a gratification. They love the feeling. It's a dopamine strike.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
They like it. They like being around this person because they like how they treat them at the moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
Not really looking for the long run.
You're not looking for the long run because the long run is just going to drag you down.
Yeah. You're going to see all them red flags pop up. You're going to be like, in the beginning, I thought you was like this. I thought, you thought wrong.
And now you sitting there arguing, yelling, and fighting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
When from the jump, you wasn't supposed to be with that person.
Be with that.
From the jump, you wasn't supposed to hang out with them people.
Oh.
Now you done got yourself shot.
Especially,
that.
Why you say it like that? You said not.
Because for real, because people, it's like being in a gang. Like
Oh yeah.
What do you think is gonna happen eventually when you beat in this game? You're gonna either get shot, killed, or thrown in jail by Rico, like
Yeah.
what's gonna happen?
It's it's not like you got to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't sit here and put yourself out there and think that you're just. I feel like people really feel like they're just untouchable. I don't know why people feel like that. Like, I'm just gonna get out into this world and ain't nobody can't touch me. Like, no. Especially if you going down that lane. If you going down the lane, if you going over there, you about that life and all this shit. There's a lot of about that life people in the grave right now. And it's nonsense. Why would you waste your life like that? Why would you just I'm gonna just join up something you join something that you don't know nothing about. You don't know who you guys are. You don't know nothing about nothing. You still gonna sign up. Like, hey,
You know what my mom used to always say? She's like a thug. She's breaking down an acronym. She said, "Tough guy headed underground."
well,
I was
wow.
like, "Damn, mom, that's a good one. That's a very good one."
Tough guy headed on the ground. That's literally what it is, honestly. Because the real gangsters don't die. I'm not going to sit here and fake the fun. If you wind up in jail or you in the ground, you ain't do it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
How hard you was, I don't care how much street cred you got. If you end up in the jail cell or you in the ground, you're not a legend. I'm sorry, you're not. So it's like, but why even put yourself that way when you have, it's crazy, man. It's really crazy because y'all gotta open up yourselves, and be like, I know y'all know God is real. Why,
Yeah.
why not you don't want to live a godly life? Like what? Come on now. That sounds fire, right?
It sounds like you're gonna have a lot of powers to me.
Hey, come on. I feel like, come on.
You're gonna be able to discern everything. Like discernment is probably like the best thing to probably have out here, bro.
Yes, that is a thing too. You definitely get spiritual powers. Hell yeah, you do. Believe it or not, they have, they say that they have like the evangelists and the prophets and all of these different you get all of these different gifts, but you already have the gift. That's the funny thing. When you like, oh, I feel like I could do something extra. That's your spiritual gift right there.
Yeah.
You be like, oh, I feel like I could see into the future. Yeah, you're prophetess. Oh, I feel like my discernment is so sharp. Yeah, that's you got the spiritual gift of wisdom. I had to really realize that a lot of people don't have common sense, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sitting out here going through life thinking like not that everybody thinks like me, but at the same time, it's like
Everyone like those ideas will pop in their head at least,
you
bro.
want
It don't happen.
oh,
Like you would think looking at the same picture, a million people see the same picture, and they're like, it's just red. It's an apple. It's an apple. They're just seeing red.
but
So it's like, yo,
that goes to show that we all have different gifts spiritually. Because yes, you are a spirit. Let's
yeah,
go there. You are a spirit, so you're gonna have spiritual gifts. You're gonna have different things that you yourself don't understand yet, but you will be able to understand it and hone in on your gift if you start studying. If you study and you want to learn, like you see all of these movies like X-Men and all of the Avengers and all this shit. Like I wonder, I know people be when they watching that movie, I know they sit back and them. I wonder what life would really be like if I could do that shit. I know y'all think about it. I know I think about it. Shit, I don't know.
I could think about that with Dragon Ball Z.
Nigga, I'm telling you.
I want to shoot this one time, yeah, like just like that. One look at me, this one time.
I'm still thinking like that. Like, look, man, I'm telling you, bro. You can definitely do it. You could definitely do it. It's just we have these gifts, we have these abilities, but if we don't know that we have these gifts and ability, and we just think that it's a human thing, we would never be able to really do it. We would never. How are we going to be able to, see into the spirit realm, or go into the spirit realm, or Here's one that I'm pretty sure y'all familiar with: astral projection.
Yeah.
Y'all familiarized with that, right? That's an ability. That's a power for you to leave your body and then come back. That's not a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's plenty others of gifts too. So many different gifts, but you can only get that if you are a godly man or a godly woman. God ain't gonna give out his treats and all the stuff that he could do to just people that ain't fucking with him.
Because you know why? Just like how in the Bible, the Pharaoh had his people and everything that was able to do certain things, like you know, but it was leading from the devil was doing that stuff.
Right.
That's why they couldn't do the same thing when they threw the rod out on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't last. But when Moses threw it down,
Oh, how come? You see, and
God's power showed.
oh yeah.
You know, they tried to emulate everything God was doing, but it didn't last. They was able to do it for a short period of time.
With the
So
enemy, that's what
yeah.
he's trying to be like his creator so bad. As you the upside down cross. Why? Like, come on, bro. You want to be like your pop so bad. You want to be like your pop so bad. That's really what it boils down to. Like, it's like, oh, I want to have my own. Like, no, bro, it's over, bro. It's really over. And you know, the more we learn, the more we go through life, the more you will see. You will really clearly see who's on top, who's winning, and who's not. If y'all feel like, you know, not everybody is God's children, you know, don't I'm gonna keep it spade. You know, there's people of the dark. You know what I'm saying? There's people that do witchcraft. There's people that worship the devil. You got their own community. You see it. You see it with the whole and the entertainment.
I must say, you see it every music video, every famous person music video. They got some. Matter of fact, the number one that I keep seeing right now, Doja Cat is wilding on the gram, bro. Wilding on the gram.
I see that.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, she is full blown. Like, come, what? It's not just being weird. She's putting a message out, bro. She has 26 million followers.
Oh yeah.
She's putting a message out
Yeah.
and making it
I didn't even.
like this is okay.
Yeah, it's really not. It's really not okay. But you know, hey man, and that's like what we were talking about earlier. You get to choose who you serve, but you got to be careful because if you keep going to that dark side, bro, it's going to be harder to come out. And then when these demons get a part of you, they got your ass.
Yeah.
That's a real. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want you really don't want to play with that. Going in the darkness, going to the light, going in the. Nah, you don't want to do that because then you know, it's you know, God don't like lukewarm. You know, He is spirit. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit there and be like either you're hot or you're cold. You got to pick one. You can't sit here now. I will say you're not going to sin. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to sit there and think like, oh well, once I get born again, like how would I not sin or all if I got good and evil inside of me? The thing is that God has grace. He knows that you're going to sin. He knows everything that you're going to. So it's not to sit there and say, oh well, I just masturbated today. You know, I'm so evil, or I just cursed today. Oh man, I'm going to hell.
But
That does.
you know what's funny about that masturbation thing? I think my grandma she has to find that. She said, if I'm not mistaken, there's something about masturbation in the Bible that is like okay in a certain sense. Like she said that she was gonna read over it again. My grandmother read the Bible a million times, so
Yeah.
she
I
I
don't know.
gotta talk to her about that shit.
I don't know about that in particular, but hey, I mean, what I mean by that is like, don't be sin conscious. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what that. You don't want to be sin conscious to the point to where you watching every little thing you do, because God is not remembering that. He's not on that type of time. You know, He literally says that there's a sea of forgiveness where He put all of our sins at, and the sea. Well, not. I'm sorry. The sea of. I think it's for forgetting. Like, well, basically, He says He remember your sins no more.
Yeah.
So if God doesn't remember your sins, why are you remembering your
And
sins?
let me put this disclaimer real quick. I'm not talking about whacking off with my grandma. It's just like we had we talking about a bunch of stuff, and she was like, "You don't need another person to please you. You could please yourself." But it's like
Thinking like
nah.
that, like
I'll just because some people get in here and they act weird, act funny. Like, why you talking about masturbation with his grandma? Like, no, it was a conversation we was having about
for some people,
like needing people, and it's like you don't need someone. You need yourself. You need God,
yeah,
and
you
God lives within you as long as you ready for Him, as long as you take Him in. Or if you already have Him in you, you just keep edifying your spirit, and more, He's going to show. You're going to see it.
I'm saying right there, exactly what you just said. The more that you're going in with God, all of that stuff is going to fall
Yeah.
off. You're going to wake up one day and not have the urge to masturbate. You're going to wake up one day and not have the urge to smoke that cigarette, the urge to drink that liquor, the urge to go curse somebody out. That's what happens the closer you get to God.
Yeah.
It's automatically going to fall off. It's going to fall right off of you. You're going to be like, damn, I don't even need a cigarette today. What the fuck? Yeah. Because you've been going in, you've been cleaning out your system, and you're allowing God to enter your life to where He can just knock all of that stuff out. You don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need that. Because y'all gonna be really confused when you get to heaven and you see thieves up there, you see killers, you see the worst of the worst in heaven. You're gonna be tight.
They don't repent it, and they never what's it called? They never blaspheme God. They
Right.
just repented for everything. There's only one way to blaspheme God is just by saying that He's the person downstairs.
Right.
No, He's the person
It,
upstairs.
it's not believing. Believe it or not, it's really hard to go to hell. It's extremely hard, actually. It's certain things that only these things that you could do to go to hell. But everything else can be forgiven. Like one of them, I'll just go into a little bit. One of them is killing yourself. If you kill yourself, you're not going to heaven. It's just because you gotta understand, God is inside of you. God is inside of everybody, whether they believe it or not. But He's inside of you. So if you were to kill yourself, it's like you killing God.
You kill God. You gave up.
Right. So
Like you gave up on God.
that's an unforgivable sin.
Yeah.
And the main one is not believing. So if you really want to know how you're gonna go to hell, it's not believing in God. If you don't believe in Him, you don't think He's real. Yeah, you're definitely gonna go to hell. And I don't mean to say that, but I know that.
Yeah. Because some people they be like, I don't want to hear this, or they might be scared, like, oh shit.
Yeah,
I didn't believe him for a little bit, but you was unwillingly. You didn't know that. But once you know about God and
right,
and now you're like, I don't believe it's real. But you know about it. You know things He can do. You don't see miracles He
right,
done did for
right.
people, and He done did miracles for you,
Mhm.
and you're like, He's not real. What, nigga?
Telling me I just did all that, like, oh no, because it's not fair. It's really not fair. Like, think about it. If you was God and you created all these people and they all turn their backs on you, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? How would you go about it? How would you would you just say, fuck the world? I don't give a damn. I'll just start a new species or whatever. No, you're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You would do it with your children. If your children did one thing wrong, they had a bad, they did something bad, you just gonna spank them. You're gonna be like, hey, look, don't do that, or give them time out, pat on the hand, and all this other stuff. You're not gonna sit there and just out of nowhere just be like, you know what? Let me just throw the kid in the garbage can. I don't need the kid no more. No, that's not how this goes. God is just like a father figure or a mother. It's the same. It's no difference. If you really want to know how He thinks and how He moves, it's like a son to a father or a mother to a daughter. You know what I mean? We we need that. We need more godly men. We need more godly women because, I really believe that we're in the end times. Times is getting critical. You see it in the world. You see, if you look at Revelations, half of the stuff that is what's the word I'm looking for?
Half,
Apocalypse.
half of stuff is coming to fruition, bro.
Yeah, apocalyptic. All of this shit is happening. It's definitely coming into fruition. Yes, hell yeah.
So like
So
even like look, like back to our way back when we was talking about the 7 deadly sins.
yeah,
One is pride, bro. We have a whole Pride month, like a whole month.
that's the
of
thing that got kicked out of heaven was pride.
Pride, but that that's not to say I'm not trying to bag on people for what they believe, but I'm just saying like pride, like
Pride. You gotta understand that. You know what I mean? Pride, like saying like, oh, it's all about
yeah,
me. You don't want to not have pride in yourself to where you can't, do shit. Like you just let people just run over you or some shit. Like, you gotta have that about yourself too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that man, but you gotta do it in a humble way at the same time.
yo, you can't just be like I'm not man. God ain't do this for me. I did this for me. Once you put God to the side like
Right?
that, you messing up.
Yeah, you
You
fucked
messing
up.
up. He helped you get to that point. He helped you get that job. He helped you get that car. He helped you get that girl that you wanted or that nigga that you wanted. He helped you get that. You
Right.
gotta understand that. You wanted that's fresh clothes. He helped you get on your grind so you could get some money so you could buy them clothes.
He helped you there. And it's like a lot of people, they want to discredit him for all the stuff that he's done. Like, oh, I did it by myself. But continue. What's the other one?
Yeah, greed. Oh man. And you see the rappers, 29 chains, ain't put nothing back in the hood. 29 big diamond ass chains. Some of it be fake, but 29 big diamond chains, they ain't put nothing back in the hood. They ain't build no nothing, no schools for no people. They is keeping it, hoarding it to them. Like, for instance, like Mayweather. Nigga got like billions of cars, bro. Nigga, with one of those cars, you could have helped out so many people.
So many people. But it just goes to show how people really don't care about their own species, bro. Like, it's 8 billion of us down here, and I feel like everybody is on some, yo, I don't give a fuck about anybody out here, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it is. And it's going to be, it is what it is until it is what it ain't. We have to change that shit.
It's more than be like I'm vibrating high. This is why I got it. No, you got it so you could help people out. You're supposed to help people out, but you're hoarding it to yourself. Like it's like watching people do the mukbang videos. They got mad food on their plate, gluttony.
Oh, D.
What are you doing? There's people who's starving out here, and you're sitting here eating 19 big ass crabs, 50. Like, come on, that's 50 oysters. Like, come on, man. Why you eat so much? Don't get me wrong. Yeah, eat. If you're a big body person, you need to eat. You need to get your weight up or something.
But
Eat, but there's other ways you can get your weight up.
when you're obese, like, you don't need that. Like, that's just unhealthy.
15 pizzas and you ate 5 of them yourself,
Look,
and you wonder why you're on 500-pound life. Like,
don't get me wrong. A lot of people been dealt with a bad hand in life.
yeah,
I will.
yes.
So it's like for them to come, like, you gotta be like a real elite being to go through certain shit in life and then not, and still able to love on people, still able to respect people, still able to. That's hard to do, bro. A lot of people can't do that. You know what I mean? So that's where that comes from. Like, you know what? It's all me, all mine, and not sharing and shit. What about the third?
I said greed, but and gluttony at the same time, because gluttony is also, like
Being greedy.
being greedy. Yeah, almost the same. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got lust.
Oh, man.
Lust is a bad one that
Woo!
that still people go in and out of. A lot of people go in and out of.
Still go through it. I
Yeah.
still go through lust, masturbation. I don't give a fuck. I can sit here and say that shit. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, people don't be real. That's why.
I'm
People don't be
real. I still, don't get me wrong. I get pussy now. Hold on now. I don't want.
Like I said, you got to put out a disclaimer.
Yeah, let me just put that out there because I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, that nigga just over there wagging. Nah, hold on now.
That's why you got the strong ass arms. He used both hands.
Ah, Nah, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I still be hanky panky. But what I'm saying is the lust part. That shit is tough, bro.
Like
That shit
hitting
is.
and kicking to the curb type shit.
I'm trying to tell you, and you know what's crazy? I think I read or heard that for people that are more godlike, that is more intense for them.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
Because
like,
that temptation, the devil's gonna tempt you. He knows that's the easiest way. It's the flesh. It's
but
the easiest way.
right, but like, no, like within itself, like it's just more. It's intensifying. You know what I'm saying? For the godly man or for the godly woman, like your lust would be higher than a normal person, an average person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What up? What up? What up?
But
Uh,
what if all right, so what if it ain't really lust? Because if you
the Marquise is in
what
the
if
building. You said
what
what?
if well, I want to say what if it not lust, but what if it's like, all right, so look, in the Bible, them dudes be having like 10, 15 wives, 2, 3, 4 wives, everything. Would that be considered lust for them?
Well, I would say, hmm,
And God was all right with it.
I mean, because you gotta understand, you know, God has used a lot of people in the Bible that He used killers. He used killers. Okay, we talking about godly men and godly women, Marquise. So, God has used a lot of people that wasn't, you know, the best citizen at the time. You know what I'm saying? He used that murk people. He used people that was very lustful. All of these things. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that lustful to have multiple wives? Um, I think his name was King David. King David, he had 700 wives, and God called him his best friend. So that's the best way I can answer that question. He was
I needed another 699.
he
Bring him
has
on in. Bring him on in. I'm ready to love all of them. I need you for, I love all y'all. It doesn't matter what I need y'all for. I need all y'all.
he had
Love
700, and
But I don't see it being hard to do it if if you just generally show love in general. If you're a
I
loving, caring person, I don't see it
feel
being
like
hard.
really more of a responsible
Yeah.
thing. First of all, nowadays niggas can't handle one woman. So let's just stop. Let's
Well,
stop.
yeah. Yeah, of course, of course.
Handle one woman. Y'all want 700?
Well, because look, because the reason
Lord,
why you can't really handle one woman is because people not living in their truth all the way. So it's like
hold
you
on,
got people who's
gonna get canceled when you go there. No, I mean, stop.
now you got people not living in their truth all the way. So it's like it's kind of hard for them to have an understanding and a certain bond to be like, this is my position, this is my role, and the next person be like, this is my role,
You gotta
this is my position.
know what it is too. They wasn't taught. You know, a lot of people wasn't taught how to be a wife. A lot of people wasn't taught how to be a husband.
Yeah.
Who's teaching these? How can you be something and do something that you don't know about? How you gonna be able to do it? Y'all out here getting with girls that don't know how to be a wife, and you want her to act like a wife. Don't even know how to be a wife. Y'all girls out here getting with guys. You wanna make this man your husband. He don't even know how to be a husband.
Nope. He just knows how to f you really good, really good, make you bust that nut, girl. That's it. That's all you want. That's all you want. You want a nigga with money
Oh,
and then a big PP. You didn't say nothing about having a nigga that has some God sense. You just said Shorty wants a nigga with money,
what up?
nice car, crib, established. You didn't say nothing about God though.
Right. You didn't say shit about God,
You
and you
know?
know that's
What do the niggas want? I want a girl with a nice body, cook, clean. You ain't say nothing about God though.
see, and that's I believe that's why 99% of relationship fails because God ain't in it.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, like how you gonna have something long lasting if it wasn't even ordained by God Himself for it to happen? It's called being unevenly yoked.
Yeah.
You know, Bible.
I like when you say this shit, man. I like when you say that.
Well, unevenly
Yeah, I
yoked.
like that. I like that term.
I'm telling you because man, the parables of the Bible are deep, bro. And it's nourishment to our bodies, our soul. We got to get that word in us, man. We got to. And I know this is not the best topic for everybody. I know, but we're going to put Tribe Talk TV, we're going to put it out there too. You need God. You need Jesus. How they say it? You need Jesus.
You need some milk. Nah, yeah, you need some God in your life, man. You need some God in your life.
You know, and then when you have God in your life, I promise you're going to feel a lot better. That anxiety, that depression, all of these things they're going to your therapist for. Like, you would believe how much money y'all wasting on a therapist when the main person you need to go to is God. And he'll help you out. All you got to do is pray. Talk to him.
And look,
That's it. What's up, man? How you doing, man? Thank you for tuning in.
look, words is crazy too. I break down, like God has me seeing things all the time, so I break shit down.
Right.
So
Right.
I see therapists, I break it down. The rapist. So I'm not letting the nigga rape my brain, bro. Like you're
Yeah.
not doing that.
You absolutely right, though. I'm not going to cap, bro. You're definitely about words and studying certain words and breaking down words, because then you can really see where they coming from. What up, man? What up, Frank? Frank Ben's in the building. Hey, he said Mr. Mr. 315. Yes, sir. You know what time it is. We living at, we getting Aki out here, man. You feel me?
You said y'all need Jesus.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Yo,
we do. Thank
man.
y'all for tuning in. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. But yes, we do need Jesus. We definitely do need God. Y'all see what's going on. So right now we talking about godly, for the people just tuning in, we talking about godly men and godly women. And how needed it is in the world today. We need that. We need more godly men. We need more godly women. We need more people praying. We need more people fasting and interceding for people. You know what I'm saying?
It's free.
Yo.
That's not this episode. Next episode.
Hey, Frank Ben, call me. When you trying to get right, call me. You know my number. Call me. Give me a call, man. Shit, I got you, man. But yeah, it's what we need. God, yeah, you tell God to put you on. God get you right. See how I look? I look like this. You know how I look like that? Because of God. That's how I tell you right now.
Crunch Fitness, nigga.
Yo, yes, God is help. God is everything, man. And you know, the more, like I said, I'm gonna keep going back to this, man. The more we study, we keep studying his word. It's like anything we study, man. You study music, anything, law and all of these different stuff, the trades, the more that you put it into your mind, the more that the easier it's gonna be for you to understand what he has for you, you know? And it's like, yeah, don't be scared to go to God boldly. It doesn't matter what you've done in your life. It really doesn't. There's nothing that you can do in the presence of God that he's going to look at you like, oh, you did that? Trust me. I promise you.
You don't gotta be around no one. You don't even gotta say it out loud. You gotta brain say it in your head. That same voice you be hearing,
Mm-hmm.
your conscious, whatever people want to call it, your soul. You don't gotta
Right.
say it out loud. Talk to that.
Right. That's, you don't got to, and don't be fearful, man. Like, I don't know why y'all ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be shameful. Yeah, man. If I go to Applebee's with my family and I eat, we pray together. I don't care who's watching. Yeah, I'm praying. I don't give a damn.
I be
What
doing
happened?
that on my lunch breaks. I be praying. They be thinking I'm crazy.
Like, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can pray. You can talk to God. If they call you crazy, so what? They're crazy. You don't believe in God. I'm the crazy one, but you don't believe in God. You walking around our godless life, but I'm the crazy one.
Meanwhile, they walk outside, smoke 50 cigarettes and 10 blunts, taking sips of alcohol in their car. And he's crazy. Let's go outside. Well, you.
Crazy because you believe in Jesus. You know what? Call me crazy then.
What up,
Call me.
Tony?
I believe in God, then so be it. I'd rather be that than to the opposite. Look at baby, baby man. They are a part of the cast. Like, stop playing. Y'all keep trying to get me out of here.
Say hello. Say hello.
What up?
Say hey.
What up, baby man? He like, hey.
He's whispering this.
You so happy. Look, you look just like your pop.
One more food. Are you thinking about yesterday? You thinking about the live from yesterday?
Wow. What's I
Yeah.
mad at?
Hey, hey, Frank, man. Get about
See,
it.
children, babies,
Baby, come get Junie.
I'm not gonna cap the babies be that
Baby, knowing.
they be know all that. They just left the heavenly realm still, so they know what time it is. You feel me? I don't want to. So that's my what? Ben. But yeah, man, we need more of that, man. We need and again, if you need a role model as men to be godly men, you got to look up towards God. We talked about this. The order it goes God, man, woman, and children. So the man to look up to God. That's who you look up to. That's who your role model should be. Then here, let me tell you something. Women love godly men. Okay, you want to freak in the bed? I'm trying to tell you right now. You're going to see a whole nother side of okay.
This boy is acting crazy right now.
He just
But all right, what we on the 7 deadly sin. We did 4 of them.
oh yeah,
We got wrath and slothfulness. You know.
yeah. You don't want to be lazy. You don't want to be a bum. It's not going to help. It's not going to help your situation at all. Being a bum. Get up, get out, and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Oh.
And being homeless doesn't mean you a bum. You know, that's 2 different things.
We got Frank Benz.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on. I mean, real quick. I think it's going in and out.
Hey, I want to chime in on this.
What up?
So,
Yeah.
so being a bum is not having a purpose with your life. That is
It's not. I'm sorry.
being a bum.
You went in and out.
I said being a bum is not having a purpose.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
Exactly.
Just because you're not financially stable does not make you a bum, because money is man-made. You need to have your thoughts driven somewhere. You know, people think, oh, because following God, you know, that it's going to mean that you are going to run into wealth and be able to provide for your family. No, it's about understanding your purpose and what sacrifices you have to make to get your day-to-day going. Because every day we have a certain amount of seconds, a certain amount of minutes, and a certain amount of hours, right, to get what we need to get done and accomplish what we need. We have daily tasks, we have monthly tasks, and we have yearly tasks, and we have life tasks. So you have to be checking things off your list every day.
I really appreciate you coming in and saying that, man. For that's a fact. If you don't, that's what. Like,
I don't hear you, Tony.
huh?
Yeah. I thought it was me that was like, man, let me go check my thing. Nah, it was you. You was cutting out for all of
Can you
us.
hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Y'all can hear me? All right. So I was just saying I appreciate you for coming in and saying that, because honestly, that's what the sloth is about. Is if you don't have purpose, every man needs a purpose. Okay, why are you here? What am I doing this for? If you going to work day by day and just out here getting money with no type of person, no reason of doing what you do, it's pointless. It's pointless. Why you out here getting money for what? What you gonna do with the money?
Yeah, you
You
could
out
be getting a lot of money and still be a bum. You know?
exactly. Oh, most definitely. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest. That man is a bum, bro. If I had bro, if I had a fucking fraction of his money, bro, you know what I would do with this
Well,
world?
let's say this, right? Because none of us in that tax bracket, so we don't know
Yeah.
when they count this money if it's physical money or is it all assets,
That's true.
right?
You gotta
Because
be
we know we get taxed on that type of money, and this
Yeah.
is why they do certain charities. So we could just make an assessment from what we
Yeah.
see, but we don't know if that man's a bum, and we don't know if he's a God-fearing man or not.
That's
You
true.
feel me?
That's an
So
excellent. I'm just saying. I feel like
yeah,
you know,
I wanted to throw that out there because I see a lot of times, you know, when people be like, oh, yo, this person got money, but they, yo, bro, I just seen this dude at the gas station. What you mean he got money? You know, a lot of these people that we seen, you know, rise to fame, we kind of attach fame with money,
yeah.
you know, and we attach things with wealth when the real wealth is inside, not outside.
That's
So
a fact. That's a fact.
you know,
I just feel like, you know,
we gotta be mindful of that.
but they, yes, of course, be mindful, but at the same time, it's like, yo, bro, if you got a B in the bank, you got a whole billion, bro. Like, it don't take a lot, bro. Like, to, you know, you can just spend one of those millions of
But
dollars.
that's what I was talking about, bro. We don't know if he got a B in the bank. He can have B worth of stuff, but not be in the
He
bank.
might not got
You know
no
what I'm saying?
tangible, you know.
Hey, look,
His funds might
we
not
could
be
use
tangible.
Kanye. We could use Kanye as an example. Once he lost those endorsements, right? They took that B away, but we assume he had all that money, right?
Yeah, true. That's
Right? It's because of that's what the value of the things of your possessions.
yeah.
Right? So people can assess you right now, and they can look at your possessions and put you in a higher class than what you are financially because of your assets.
That's
right?
a fact. That's a fact.
When you think about it, down to a lower level, when we was young and we was running around, we was buying things outside of our tax bracket because we wanted to look a certain way,
That's
right?
true.
So when people seen us, they didn't associate us with lower class because we had
That's a fact.
upper middle class things,
Mhm.
right? And then it's like, all right, well, if you got this, that means you can afford this. Not, oh, hey, you know what? You spent all your money on this, and this is why you look like this.
But
This is for one day.
my
You get what I'm
question is,
saying?
I
look
feel
at
you,
that.
but my question is, all right, if you have that influence, right? So if I'm in a different bracket, not by my pockets, but about my assets and what I bring to, and just me being a business, then you can make some serious fucking change out here. You just decide.
Yep. But what were we just talking about, bro? Right? Mentorship, right? Who's his mentors? Who is his circle? Right? Because you see, you could give an assessment, right? Same thing, somebody could look on the outside and give you an assessment on your life, right? But if they're not in your circle, you're not going to take that advice. They got to be in your circle. They got to come from your circle, right? Because that's your mentorship, and you're only supposed to listen to in your circle. They're your circle for a reason because they control how high you go and how low you go, right? So
You are your
unless
friend.
you are willing, and unless he's willing to knock somebody out his circle to get advice from somebody who may not be as financially well, but have more of a mindset that will make him be more wealthy all around, he's not going to be a better man, right? Then we got to look at his woman. What is the type of things that his woman is speaking on to him, right? Because she controls how far and how long that lasts. She can destroy you or she can help build.
Well,
right?
Let me find out you got some depth to you, Frank Benz. You know, I be hearing your music and everything. And by the way, go check that out. My son's dropping new heat every month, bro. Y'all need to go check out Frank Benz. But man, let me find out that you as deep as your songs, man. I hear you, bro. I definitely hear you.
Hey man, yo, this is what I was talking to my boy about, and I was like, yo, somehow I gotta find a way where I can open up dialogue with people so people could see, yo, you know, I'm not stupid. I'm an educated person. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to do that in music, where you can have that dialogue with people.
They categorize
you. Get what I'm saying?
You just an artist, or you know,
whatever. You know, or you just make something cool. But like, I always had messages in my music, whether it be good or bad. It was still a message that you can learn from, and it's whatever you take from it. Now I'm more mindful as to the message that I have across because I'm a father now. So,
hey, Frank Ben,
I wouldn't want.
let me ask you a question.
So,
how would you describe a godly man?
Wait, say that again. You went in and out.
I said, how would you describe a godly man? Like, if you were to, like, how would you describe being a godly man?
A godly man is anybody who has a personal relationship with God.
Okay. All right.
That's it, because we all fall short.
That's true. That's true.
Some people fall short in private. Some people fall short in public.
Yeah.
Right? We can say what an ideal person that we would like to be like, because that's what they look like from the outside, but we don't know what this person is battling internally.
That's true.
Right? Because we know a man can sin in multiple different ways through his eyes.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
He doesn't even have to speak it.
Yeah,
right? So with that being said, a godly man is a man that knows God and has a relationship with him.
And what about a godly woman?
Same thing.
Yeah.
You know God and you have a relationship with God. It's the same thing.
It ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change.
It's no different, right? Because guess what? The same battles that the man is going through, the woman is. Why? Because they're of the same.
Oh yeah.
They're of the rib. That means
Right.
they were attached to our body first. So anything that we do is the same thing when you're offspring, right? You have offspring, right? You see certain things that they go through that are similar to the characteristics of you, and you know that they got that because they're of your same blood, right? So when you think about that, you can see it with your own eyes when you have your offspring, right? The same way your mother could see it or your father could see it through you. Hey, you know what? You're gonna come through certain battles that I face, and if I don't pass this obstacle, this is gonna be a stone wall for you that you gotta jump over, right? So it's so important for me to break down all those walls, as many as I can, because wherever I stop at, you may stop at, and I don't want you to stop at the same place as me. So I gotta keep going.
That's where they get to that term generational curses.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Because every day we cast spells with our mouth.
Ooh.
Right?
Oh,
So we gotta be mindful of what we say, and we know that the English language is made up of other languages that they give new meanings of. So we could be saying things that we don't know that are negative because they gave them a new meaning. Right?
Hell yeah.
So we gotta know what we saying, where it comes from, right?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to have that convo. We're like, you know what? Yo, looking up a word, like, yo, I say this word every day. This is in my vocab. Let me go look where it comes from. Yep. And then let me go see what it means in the original language.
Man, wasn't we just talking about that? We were literally just talking about that on this live. Dead ass.
Wow, that's crazy, because I literally just jumped in. I caught y'all, and I was just like, you know what? I like this convo. You feel what I'm saying? Because we as men need to have more combos like this.
Yeah.
We can pick each other's brains, and we can grow as men, because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
You know, like, we need to have that circle that we can open and dialogue. And also, yo, anybody who pops in and out, yo, they like, you know what? Yo, this ain't this nonsense that's going on in the world right now. Like, this is what I need. Everything, right?
Everything.
Important. Man is, so once you excluding this man and you're dumbing down his roles, right, and watering down what he does for the house, because everybody has a purpose, right?
Yep.
We start seeing the destruction of man before our eyes. Once we start waking that crust out, and we start seeing, like, yo, slowly, we can look back at how high school was for us and the type of things that they were trying to ease onto us that is part of our day-to-day life now. And you'd be like, yo, this is crazy, because I remember when it was first starting to put this around us. And now, like, this is life.
I like how you
know,
said,
I could go outside.
I like how you said, you know, they trying to break down the man, because understanding that once the man is broken in the household, the family is at a disarray now. The mother, the children, everybody's all fucked up.
That's so crazy. Yeah, you're right.
I'm telling you.
We gonna need you on this, because that's one of the episodes. Masculinity and femininity. I
Oh
can't say
yeah,
it,
word.
but
I ain't gonna cap your Frank. You gonna have to tune back in when we doing another episode, man, because
Hey man,
you in the
y'all gotta let me know because I like this convo. This is a dialogue that needs to
yeah,
happen. You
yeah,
know,
man.
like I said,
We on episode
exactly
number
what you said. That
5
next
right
episode,
now.
yeah,
I'm
that
telling you.
next episode you talking about, man, is crazy because anybody with offspring would know how crazy that energy that they're exaggerating and trying to influence all walks of life with.
yeah,
Big fact.
But it does dab into two because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Steve Harvey quotes, right?
Which
You know
which
when they just be chopping up all his seminars, whatever,
oh
when he talks about
yeah.
man and woman. Now I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
in my personal opinion, he does make good points,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to be careful how you say certain things because then people will project that their situation is exactly how you're unfolding a situation that was around you or that you're talking about,
Yeah.
and therefore everybody starts weighing their life and measuring it to what
yeah.
his standard is.
Right,
Everybody has different standards,
See,
right.
that's why
right? And you have to know what your standard is.
that's
Well,
why I don't
Um,
like the fact that he came out with that book for women, how to think like a man, when a
uh,
woman needs to think
uh,
like a woman. Why y'all need to think like a man for? Where's that gonna
I
get
ain't
you in
gonna
life?
cap. He fucked up with that one. I don't know
see,
what the
see,
fuck.
and that's what, and that's the thing too, because they'll use your own people to break down your own people because
Yeah,
they know that you will listen to somebody of your own people.
Yeah,
You won't listen if somebody came out of somebody else's mouth. You got
that's
to
a fact.
hear it from a familiar face, right? And it's so
Yeah.
important because when you think about that, I love to
Let's
use
see.
Michael Jackson as
That
the perfect person because they flipped that man's whole narrative and tried to turn him into things that he was speaking out against. You get what I'm saying?
yeah,
He was speaking out
that's the
against that whole
Frank, Frank.
pedophilia ring, and they turned him
That's
into
the whole
a
purpose.
pedophile.
You
exactly.
heard that? That's the whole purpose of knowing the spiritual warfare that goes on. You have to know. If you don't know what's going on, like you said, they can use our own people against us, and then we'll never see the attack. So that's why you got to be guarded
Yeah,
up.
it's
You got to be
so
guarded up. You got to be praying.
yep.
You got to be because at the end of the day, if you're not moving as such in these realms, it's so easy. I keep trying to tell people it's very easy for the enemy to get in and then just demolish everything, all because you couldn't see a certain things, you couldn't discern a certain thing. Because just because the dude is black, that
But
doesn't
yeah, but
mean,
that's
you know,
the mentorship though.
yeah, we gotta have that. That I was telling Jermaine that earlier. I was like, how can a husband be a husband if he was never taught how to be a husband? How can a wife be a wife if she was never taught how to be a wife? How these things can happen? You know what I mean? So if you don't have these things, if you don't know these things, then by the time we get on the battlefield, it's already slow. It's over. You get on the battlefield, and you already fucked up because you don't even know how to use your weapon. You
Yeah,
ever go to war and don't know how to use a gun? That don't happen.
won't catch me slipping.
You ain't catching me slipping. What the fuck? Like, I ain't never gonna go to war and not know how to use my weapon now. Come on. So a lot of people out here, they out here not understanding that they're in the spiritual warfare, they're in the spiritual battle. They don't get it. So until you get that, then guess what? Things will run a lot smoother. And you could see these attacks. You could be prepared for these attacks that's coming daily. Or you could just, what you been doing, giving up and shit. Yo, Frank, you going in and out. I don't know. It
Yeah,
sounded like you was driving, so I don't know.
what time? How long we been on that? How long we been on that?
I want to say about an hour and a half now.
All right.
Hey,
Hour
look,
and a half.
check this out, right?
There
We
you go.
we come from being constantly enslaved physically, mentally, right? Now it's a mental slavery, right? So you get so hardened up from life that you don't want to open up. And this is why it's important to have a circle that you can open up with. Because once we open up, we're able to see what we can do to help our fellow brothers, because my weak point may be your strong point, and my strong point may be your weak point, and we can grow together. They don't want unity.
Yeah.
They want to divide us.
Well, look,
we have to understand.
All COVID, look what they did. They was telling us to stay 6 feet away from each other. Put the mask on. Stop talking to each other. Do all that BS. And a time to where information needed to be spread about what's really going on out here.
Nah, you're absolutely right. But you got to be careful too, because it's also a prideful thing. You know, we can unify and we can talk all the talk, but if we talking and we not putting no actions behind what we saying, then we just wasting our breath.
Can we pull up the meaning of pride? Can somebody put up the meaning of pride?
Because I was just looking at the Deadly Sins right now.
Man, it's definitely a prideful thing, and that's the reason why a lot of stuff is still taking place today, because of this pride thing. This pride, your pride gotta go. Your ego has to go. If we want to unify, we want to build, we want to, make a better world for let's just say, Black people. I'm telling you, man.
Read it. It's blurry.
Yeah, it's blurry. Can you read it?
It's like 50.
Yeah, read it.
All right.
Well, the first definition.
Conscious of one's own dignity, a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction. Okay, go ahead.
Where's the origin? What's the origin from?
That's just dictionary.com. I'm going to the Bible meaning if y'all want that.
Yeah, we can do that.
No, we want to know, because that's a translation in itself, because remember the Bible was not written in English. So we want to know what the word pride from. What is the original origin language that comes from?
It should be underneath the definition.
Yeah, it should have showed it.
I'm bugging.
If it was.
I'm bugging. Because as soon as I put origin, mad different things start popping up. I ain't gonna.
Yeah, under the definition, it should have its origin.
Let me get out of it.
Because that's another thing that they trick us into when they talk about narcissism and humbleness.
Right.
You're only supposed to be humble in your house to your elders.
Old English.
So it's an English word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
and it
we ain't
derives
make
from
it
proud, right? I see something where it said it was next
proud.
to proud, right?
Yeah, proud. English. Yep.
All right, cool. Now look, ready? Look, we just established something, right?
Yeah.
We just established something that is a word that is supposed to mean positivity, and they made our way of living use that word as a negative.
See? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you,
right?
Bro. That's why I said.
Just like how you said about narcissistic.
But look how crazy this is, right? You see, we just found out what that word means, right? So we watch these people, because I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but we know when we're saying when they talk about this whole thing going on right now in this month, right? And they use the word pride with it, right? We watch them use that word as a positive, and we still have this way of looking at it as a negative word. And why? Because they know that we dislike that way of living, so it's already negative. So now we know it's negative because it's attached to something that is negative to our way of our walk of life, right?
Yeah.
So this is how they get the rest of the people that they didn't catch in the first go around, right? When we should wake up and look at it and say, hey, you know what? This is a positive word, and this is how they're using it. This is why this could be affirmation to other people that are confused, because it's a positive word. It's putting a spell on the rest of you. You know, it was crazy, right? I seen this tabloid, and they were like, yo, Justin Bieber's dad was like, yo, make sure you thank your parents for how you got here, because you wouldn't be able to represent this day without that. And I was like, yo, that was crazy, to say in this time, but it needed to be said because it's like, how do you think life continues?
Mm.
Right?
Giving
Yeah.
honor to thy mother and thy father.
Yeah, there you go.
You
There
know,
you
so
So
exactly my point. So I'm like, yo, they don't understand that when we found a way to not be incarcerated so much, yo, how do we stop these people from populating? They populate too quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, like, this actually a fact, like, you could look it up, whatever, that there's more infertility in their species
Yeah.
than it is in ours.
Right.
yeah.
Because you know it's more of us.
We lead to the most donors in the world.
There's more of us than there is of them. I don't want this to come into a race thing. I really
Oh, no,
don't.
no, it's not. The reason why I led to that is because the agenda. That's where I was going
Yeah.
with it.
That's why
Right?
I did
So that we could get into the conversation of agenda. I think Jay knew where I was going with it when I'm talking about agenda and scripts that they lead us with. So this is
Okay, my
why
bad.
we're in. Yeah, I wasn't going all the way over there.
Okay.
I knew
No,
you wasn't gonna do that. I'll be in the same tune. I'm in the same tune.
Yeah. Because the reason why is because that's the easiest way for me to explain agenda.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're supposed to, when we came here and we were brought here, we were supposed to follow a script, right? So when you don't follow a script, they find a way to get you right back in order and into line. One way or another, they have several ways to get you back in order, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to decide what type of group are you, a rebellious group you are, and how they swaying the rest of the herd out back into the line. So
Okay.
when you think about that, like I said, agenda. Yo, when we went to school, there were certain things that we learned in school that are no longer there because it involves God.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you remember, these people by law have to have your kids for majority of the day and teach them
That's right.
what they want them to learn.
Oh yeah.
Right? So we're already at a fault because guess what? During that time, we have to work.
Right.
When we come home, we are tired.
Mm-hmm.
How are you? You're going to be too tired to unteach what has been embedded in your child's mind.
Yeah.
So they have control and mind control over your children and are able to dictate what type of people they will be.
It's
because
funny
you were too tired for that.
When you mentioned the school, that just popped in my head because I'm like, I just seen something in Utah. They took the Bible out because they said it was too vulgar and had too much violence in it. I mean, but look at the whole USA, the whole United States, ain't nothing but vulgarity and violence. Like, what are y'all talking about?
Like Frank Benz was saying, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. They want to.
They want to separate God from man.
Yeah, that's the agenda. That's really the agenda because they know who they sided with. They sided with the devil. So that's why they got the money. That's why they got all the resources and all this other shit. You know why? Because the enemy has put them there and said, why? Everybody's like, oh, well, why would this happen? Why would that happen? If you know, of course, the enemy, if you're promoting bad, if you're promoting, let's use pride. Listen, I don't care. Y'all can get mad at me. I don't give a damn. It's an abomination. Okay? It's wrong. And they're pushing that shit. You know why they pushing it? Because they know it's wrong. They putting it in the damn TV shows.
Oh, yo, man, it's on Netflix. I had to tell, and on Disney, it's like a big ass banner. Bro. And I was like, yo, I told my kids, yo, they can't watch this.
No.
They're like, why? I'm like, yo, unless I click something, I don't want you exposed to none of this nonsense because you will be sheltered. I don't care what anybody says. Until I know that you could go, until I know that you're ready for war, I'm not putting you on the battlefield.
They flipped the
Go.
script on us, bro. They
There
flipped
you
that
go.
script on us. The
You
rainbow
said
was
You get
it
what
not
I'm
a
saying?
the rainbow was not a bad thing at first. Now it is.
It used to be save the kids. Now it's like, nah,
Take the
no.
kids.
Look. This sounds crazy, right? Before I go into that next thing that I was gonna say, I'm gonna let you know, right? So I just had 2 kids, right, back to back, right?
Yeah.
When we in the
Congratulations.
thanks, bro. So when we in the hospital and after she gives birth, right? They say, hey, have you decided your child's gender? Right? I said, what? They were like, we don't want to offend you. You know, you can do non-binary if you don't want to. I said, you offended me. Doesn't my son have a penis? Doesn't my daughter have a vagina?
Yo,
yes.
that's
Well, we just didn't want to offend you. I said, well, you didn't want to offend those other people, but you offended me.
First of all, I'm so glad you're on this live right now. You said that they dead ass asked you that.
Yes, they asked you that, and it's a normal thing.
No fucking
So,
way, man.
so
like,
check
I don't
this
remember.
out.
They didn't ask me that. That's crazy.
Because your child is how old? He got to be like 3 or 4, right?
He's 2. He turned 3 this year.
All right, cool.
He's
You didn't have a pandemic baby. You didn't have a pandemic baby.
Now he's 2020.
The pandemic. Yes. Yeah, you didn't have the pandemic baby. You had the after pandemic. You had the before the pandemic, right before, because the pandemic babies are 21 and up.
Okay.
Because that's when they switched and they started really pushing heavy this whole agenda of, yo, we're just it, right? So now I'm gonna go back to what I was gonna say before about that whole spiel of we talking agenda and what was that thing you said? You said we was talking about how they took them out the thing. Oh yeah, now I remember. So look, when we was little kids, right? Remember, we're born in America.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't have to pledge our allegiance to America. We were born here, right? We should be. Well, that means that this is our land that we should be protecting by default, right? This is the only soul, right? So when you think about that, right, it's so deep because
that is deep right there.
I bet you could look up when they introduced the pledging of allegiance, because remember, you're making a swear on your heart. Remember, it has to go on your left side, where your heart is. Your heart is not on your right; it's more so to your left. It's in the middle of your chest.
Yo, Jermaine, we needed him for conspiracy theories.
So, like I said, like this thing is so deeply rooted into how we got here and how we got ripped off our own soil, and this is why, right? Certain things, and it goes even deeper than that, because when you think about it, right? How good does it feel when your feet touch the ground and you don't have anything on your feet?
Tony, I swear we was talking about this, bro.
Yo,
you ordered. Wait, you ordered, Frank. You ordered, Frank.
Please,
we gotta get you on another episode.
Please. I need you.
If you ordered, we gotta go back to. We gotta go back another episode, bro. We gotta do.
Yeah,
we gotta
man.
do part 2.
I don't want you to give it all. I don't want you to give it all away right now.
Hey, we ain't gonna call it conspiracy, bro. It's truth. It's truth, right? Remember, they try to downplay anything that has any truth to it.
That's a fact.
Right?
Wait, hold on, Frank, hold on, because I know you about to rip it up, man. I know you about to get it up. Look, yo, Frankie, look, man.
Yeah.
We going, cause look, I'm not even gonna cap my shit. They're about to die. I don't want this shit to be over with. But once we end this live, I wanna talk, all 3 of us. I'm gonna call you and we could talk. I just need to charge up my phone real quick.
Yeah. Man, you could call me on the 3-way.
Yeah, I'm gonna call y'all 3-way so we can, and I'm not excluding anybody from the live. I'm not excluding anybody. I know y'all want to hear this stuff and everything, but we can't give it all.
Yeah. Right now. We supposed to stick to the topic, but we still in the topic. I know where he's going with
I just
it.
want to say this one thing.
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
what the topic was, sloth, right?
Oh well, the topic is godly men and godly women.
All right, cool. This is all under the same topic. Why?
No, it is.
Because the reason why I say this,
You
right?
just going
And
in
because
depth.
I want to say, yeah, we definitely went in depth, but
Yeah.
right. So in order to be a godly man is to know God, and to know God is to know where you come
Yeah.
from,
Yeah.
right? So we established in this conversation who we are as men and our purpose, and we can never be lazy because we know better, right?
Yeah.
So
Bad.
we
Real
all
shit.
understand our purpose, and this is why we're on this live, and this is why we're projecting our light to let them
fact.
know, hey, no matter how dark you may want to see the world,
Yeah.
it will never cover the light.
Oh,
Right? The light will always go, and he knows who he uses, and it'll come from the most unexpected people that you would think of.
that's
You know,
yeah. Word. I was saying that. I was literally just saying.
hey man, look, you was just talking about my project.
Yeah.
I want to end my thing with this. The reason why I made that project was because, like I said, he uses the most unexpected people. My shorty hit me up and said, "Hey, you know why things haven't been going in your way?" She's and I was like, "What? What do you mean?" She was like, "Because you don't pray about it." Right? And that's why the album was called Pray About It, right? It was everything that I wasn't praying for beginning and that I prayed about, right? And I was able to every song on there had a message about something that I needed to pray about or pray for.
I'm telling you, bro, this prayer life is very serious. You know, it's very serious. Having a relationship with God is gonna take you to the next level. Not saying that you're not already at the levels that you need to be at, but at the same time, having that communication between you and the source, the one that created you, he's trying to get you to the highest maximum that you could be, which is a godly man, which is a godly woman. That's the highest degree you're going to go to. You're not going to get there without a prayer life. You're not going to get there without a relationship with God. You're not going to get there without studying the word of God. Yo, Frankie, I really appreciate you tuning in, bro. For real, man.
Look, no problem, man. We gotta make this a thing because, like I said, man,
Oh, yeah,
God is in everything, man. Look, man,
yes.
we ain't gonna accomplish nothing in life unless we got God involved. So,
feel me. This is episode 5. This is godly women and godly. Oh,
And many more episodes to come. You're gonna be on them episodes.
godly.
You're gonna be on the
hey, man, yeah, let me know so I'm not tuning in left field.
Oh
Nah,
yeah.
we gonna hit y'all. We gonna hit up everyone who's in accordance to hitting up for these episodes.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man.
I bet, yeah, man. We could definitely make a thing, man. Like I said, man, we need this as men, man. We need to have this dialogue.
That's why me and Jermaine, we started Tribe Talk TV, man. That's what we doing. We out here, we putting out information on how we view things, how we feel about it. You know, you always been a brother to the tribe. You know what I'm saying? You doing your own thing, and you know I appreciate you doing your own thing, man. You would be inspiring me, yo. Your music, yeah, that shit dope, man. I ain't gonna. I'm like, yo, I'm like, damn, man. And it's each time, bro. You go up each time. You doing your Thug Thizzle, man. You came from no way. That's still my shit.
Look, you got some tracks. You got some tracks.
Nah, he do, yo. Y'all check
man.
out Frank Benz, man. Frank Benz is out there, man. He dropping dropping jewels every damn day. And I didn't even know he was this insightful, man. Yo, Frankie, I appreciate you pulling in, man. I'm gonna call you. I don't want my phone to die.
No, yeah, man. I still got the same number, so you already know,
okay,
man. Just hit my phone. My line always open.
You got some.
All right,
You got some open verses. Hit me. I'm ready. I got some bars. I got some bars.
Hey, man, look, man. Let's go, man. We gotta get this word out to this man. I like making, you know, great music, but also have, you know, like something to say, you know, impactful, man.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure we leaving those footsteps in the sand for our children to follow, man.
Ooh, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we thank y'all for tuning in tonight. You feel me? Next episode, we're gonna let y'all know when we tune in, when we coming back on the live. Probably gonna be Sunday, if not Sunday, Wednesday. This was Godly Men and Godly Women. We want to thank Frank Benz for tuning in.
Special
Jermaine,
guest Frank Benz.
special guest Frank Benz on the show today. Yes, sir. Clap it up for Frank Benz. He's in the building. Yo, we much love. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Really, thank you. And I'm gonna call y'all brothers after this. You heard?
All right, bro.
I'm
All
out.
right, bro. Come on.
Love y'all. Peace.